All right, welcome everybody out. Tonight's business discussion is on using tools. So we've got doTERRA tools. These are like the sheets you give out.
Just an overview of how to
yeah,
do the business.
exactly.
So click on our advocates and go down to education.
There we go.
And then to
empowered success. So just recently at last convention, doTERRA has is now producing some tools. Up to now, you have to go to some other places like Share Success or make your own tools. And we've made our own tools for a long time. And we're using some of the Share Success tools from sharesuccess.com. And doTERRA has kind of joined forces with Share Success and came out. The tools are really similar from place, wherever you go to get your tools. You have a introductory class handout where something you hand out in your introductory classes. People can follow along with that introduction to essential oils class. It's called Natural Solutions class. And then you have your live guide, which you would give to someone who just joined to help them make the transition to natural solutions and using essential oils in their family. And then you have a share guide, which you would give to someone who is planning on hosting a class. The build guide is for someone who's building their doTERRA business or is interested. So if you have a business opportunity discussion, that would help you with that discussion. The launch guide helps them then build the business.
So I'll share with you how I use this, okay, for our business so far. And it's actually been quite successful. So you have all of these, and I'll show you these in a minute. The launch guide is not available yet, nor is the healthy, this booklet here. This is a booklet that
Healthy can be simple.
Healthy can be simple. This is going to be something that you can purchase on your loyalty reward order and then give it to people as you share samples.
Yeah. You can, even though the launch guide is not available from doTERRA, you can download the Share Success launch guides. I imagine it would be very
similar. Yeah. And here is your emotion class. So you really have just maybe 5 classes really to learn. But I'll share with you some of the insights that I received and how I use it. Okay. So, do you have it already downloaded, honey?
Just go ahead and download it here.
Okay.
So, and then.
So I'm going to go back here and just download all of these for you, just a quick glance. But you'll get it. But it's been pretty inspirational for me. And I have some teammates that just barely started, and they're really successful already. And so I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So let's download them all. That's very simple. You can buy a pack of 10 or a pack of 20, and they work out to be for like 50 cents a piece. But with the, where's our build?
It's gone to the,
okay, oopsie. So where's our build?
Right there.
Right here. So with the build, I'll show you where people are in the whole continuum of doTERRA. Okay.
First of all, has anybody want to comment on these? Have you been downloading and using these in your teams?
Yeah, we have Debbie. Yes. Okay, that's good. I'll go through this because I know some people are new to the business, and so I think Brenda, you said you're pretty new. So we'll help you go through this. I'll go back to this beginning, but I want you to see the pipes. So this is, when you join doTERRA, it's sort of a continuum. A lot of people are like this. Once somebody prepares you, somebody gives you a sample, somebody tells you about oils, and then you can give them a booklet and a sample, and they think, oh, that's amazing. You invite them to attend a class, or you do a little bit of a presentation, tell them about the oils, the company, and then you educate them. Okay, so that's prepare, invite, and present. So I hope I'm not going too fast, but it's a natural continuum. If you love something, you will share it with people, and we teach people how to share it properly. Okay, with some information and then the oils that they need. You're not trying to heal their health concern. You just want them to have an oil experience to understand the basic principles of the oils. you want to teach them, when you present, that they are responsible for their own health. And this is one of the most important things you teach your teammate. Okay, they are responsible for their health, because they're not going to turn to you and treat you like the resource, that, you're not the resource book, or you're not the encyclopedia, you're not the doctor, you're not the nurse. Okay, because they need to learn eventually to own their own health. Okay, so then they've enrolled. Okay, now that they're enrolled, I tell people that for every person that enrolled, you need to do all three of these with every new enrollment. You don't wait until, they feel like doing the business, or they feel like sharing. You owe it to them to tell them all there is to know about what doTERRA can offer. So say, now that you're enrolled, I need to go through these booklets with you. I need to meet with you a couple of times and then go through the booklets with you. So I can't tell you how many times I have teammates that enroll someone. Immediately they say, she won't do the business. I don't know about the business. How would I know to agree to do a business? So don't make that decision now. Everybody will have to experience it somehow. So we go through the live, we go through the share, and we'll go through the build. Just FYI, so they know. Okay, keep it in the back of their mind. So we have people, waiting a year, waiting 6 months, and suddenly they think, you know what, I want to do this. I don't have a problem with this. I've been a member, and doTERRA hasn't done anything to me, and the oils haven't killed me, and actually I've got all these friends and family that want to know more about the oils, and I just don't know where to start to help them. And so it's a natural progression.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did doTERRA say that the live, share, and build are going to come with a new member packet from now on? So they'll already have these.
They will come with their new member packet.
So that'd be a perfect time to go over with them. When they've just joined and you're doing a maximize membership.
Don't feel like you need a rush and give them all the information all at once, and try to do it so quickly, because humans are humans. We're dealing with one person at a time, one family at a time. So take your time and treat them well. And so, look, I'm going to sit down with you. I'm going to tell you all about this, and then we're going to meet again. Okay. So expect that. Expect to meet again. Don't be fearful that they're going to run away from you and never want to talk to you again. Why would we do that to our friends? So if you treat your friends like that, then they will stay. And you say, look, I'm going to have to talk to you about the other things that doTERRA provides. So give me some time, please, and so I can explain it to you. Because if we don't, it's going to come back and bite us in the butt, right? Because they order wrong, or they share wrong, and then somebody else says something about doTERRA, and they're like, I don't know anything. And then they turn around and say, well, my enroller didn't say anything, and it's just not fun. So you just say, hey, just give me a couple of meetings, and we'll go through this together with you. It's
very, very simple. It's not a lot of information.
It's not a lot. And we have a couple of new enrollments, and we've met them a few times now. And, they see how it's done. And then after they've shared the oils, after their friends have enrolled, and then they can say, I just got a check in the mail. I didn't, how did I get that? That was that last week when my friend joined? And then, then they can go, I know how it looks. It's not as bad as I imagined. Then they can have an educated choice to whether they want to do the business or not. They say, look, I'll give it a go. I'll try. And then that's when you introduce them to the launch. Basically, the launch is just a systematic how-to. Okay, and if you throw a launch booklet at people, they'll faint, because it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why I want to do this, right? So you don't want to give that to them yet, but you want to share with them these simple guides, okay? So would it benefit you for me to just go through how I do it? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay, so that's basically the whole continuum. Okay, when people join doTERRA, you take care of them this way, and you continue to support them that way. And you can support them, if they choose not to do the business, you can continue supporting them by giving them education, helping them apply their essential oils into their lives. And, I tell you, if we take care of them well, they're going to be, if not builders, they'll be great sharers. Because how can you just keep your mouth shut when somebody's not well and you've got something that is going to be fantastic for their health, right? So I can't help it. I really can't help it. That's why when I go to a new church and, I mean, wherever we are, we enter church into this new community, suddenly all of my friends around me, they're all using oils now. So by the time, my old school before I left, we had 10 teachers using the oils already. Because, anybody that's my friends, I can't help but take care of them. And that's my way of taking care of people. Okay, so let's go back to the downloads. And we start at the beginning. So pretend that you've shared a sample with people. Okay, what did I do? Yeah, let's do that. So pretend that you've shared oils with people. You need to get this down. This is something that, more important than all the other classes, this is something you really have to nail. Okay, so I train my leaders and my team members to teach an introductory class and be well versed in this one. The other ones you can, read and then kind of have a discussion with each individual. You don't have to know your stuff, but this here, you really have to do it well, because you want to shorten the time that you teach, and you want to open up some time for discussion and application.
At the same time, don't wait until you're perfect to go out there and teach your class.
Yeah.
Start with the people you love, the people that, just say, I'm starting something new. Do you mind if I practice on you?
Yeah.
Those people who won't kick you out, or,
they'll give
like
you
your
time.
sister or your best friend.
Yeah.
People
that love you.
Practice on them.
Your mom.
Yeah, your mama.
Yeah, exactly. Your mom.
Mm-hmm. So that's how we all start. I tell people, just find the people that you love, and you can share this with them, because you've got such a passion for it and you don't want them to go without this. So pretend you've shared a sample with people, they're interested. Don't throw up on them right away. You got all this information, all excited, doTERRA does all these things, and you got shampoo and conditioner and all these things. Yeah, that's a lot for people. I know you're excited, and I was too, but we need to step back.
We had a friend who taught, an 8-hour
oh my goodness,
introductory
that
class.
Was
it's
epic.
Like telling them everything about that. And maybe that works for some people, but for most people, it'll just scare them away.
That was so funny.
So your whole entire class is basically on this front page.
Yes.
So just talking about, give them a bit of a background.
Yeah.
And there, we've had handouts similar to this. It's all the same material, kind of organized in a similar way.
I'll show you how I do it. So I pretend that you have a class of, just invite people. So tell them I have 5 seats, because you have 6 chairs at your dinner table, and you've got 5 seats. Invite people and just tell them if they can't make it. They say they're coming, but if they can't make it, please tell you at least 24 hours beforehand, because that means you're respecting you and you're teaching them to respect you. 24 hours beforehand, if they can't come, so you can give that seat away to another person.
So they're committing.
Yep, so they're committing, and they're not rude. They don't call you up last minute, oh, my daughter's not awake yet, I don't feel like it, I'm not coming, right? Because you're doing them a favor. You're sharing with them some knowledge that they don't have. I every day, I'm so grateful that Debbie and my mother-in-law introduced me to oils. Okay, they could have, left me alone, but they shared because they loved. So, you're doing a favor for people. You have to see that as a favor, okay? Because you're not charging them for the classes, you're just doing it to help them. So think of it that way, and that way they will respect you, okay? So you value you, and you teach people to value you. So you say, look, I've only got 5 seats around my table. If you can't come, if you need to cancel, let me know so I can give that seat away. But when you say it like that, people say, well, I better commit. If I say yes, I better come, because, this person is really serious about this, okay? So pretend that they're there at your class already. If you sort of know them, it's easier. If you don't know them, if somebody's hosting a class for you, I have everybody turn to this second page. And I say, everybody, I need to get to know you better. I would like you to fill in this section here. And this was so fun. The last class we had 3 new people, and those 3 people joined. They didn't join immediately that night, but they joined within the next couple of days. So they wrote down 1 or 2 things, and one lady, she only had 1 thing, because she only thought she had 1 problem. Because, in our society, we're taught that, this is separate to this, is separate to this, that, my gut problem has nothing to do with my sinus, or nothing to do with my memory, you know. So they just say, hey, I've just got this one problem, my eczema. And so she wrote down eczema, and she's like, no, I'm pretty healthy. No. And when we went around, the other ladies had, you know, sleep, and she's like, oh, that's me too. And she started writing down, and somebody else had, you know, a gut problem. That's me too. So, and then she started feeling it out because now she sees. So that's what you want to do. You want them to kind of think about it, because people don't think about their health sometimes. They just think, yeah, that's how it is. I'm settling for, this is how life is. And then you ask them, what is this costing you? You know, how much time do you take to go to the doctors and to get the prescription filled? How much energy? You know, and how much money? And then with my sister, I actually did this just naturally with her, because I was trying to get her to understand the oils. And she says, every month I take 2 or 3 days of work because I've got this allergy. And I'm like, oh, so 2 or 3 days of work, how much money are we losing there? And then, oh, you know, how much time is that? And how much money is it to buy those antihistamines and all these things? And then we got to thinking. So these people, you're giving them an opportunity to think of their needs, okay? They can rate themselves. And this is the funniest activity. I think everyone laughs when we do this activity. I don't, you know. So I've said, okay, from 1 to 10, rate how good you are in all these areas, because that's what we're going to teach tonight. You go back to the objective, okay?
And we used the same thing way back 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, we just taught the same things. Yeah. And the same principles put in different formats. That's fine. You're still doing the same things. And they laugh because they're like, oh, for, you know, eating right, that's a 1 for me. And they're like, no, I'm doing better than you. I'm 2. And then they laugh, and we kind of get to know each other better. So that's what I really appreciate about this activity. It's like an icebreaker, okay? So you know, eating right, exercising, resting and managing, and now you're going through these things with them, explaining it, then they get a picture of where you're going tonight. Oh, she's not going to just sell me an oil, you know, because I don't know if I need anything. And now it's like, oh, yeah, oh, that's what we're learning today.
And they have a purpose and have problems to solve.
They have a need now. They see that they have a need, and you never have to sell. I can't tell you enough. There's so many teammates that, oh, Jade, I'm not a good salesperson. I say, well, you don't have to sell. You need to love. You need to meet their needs. Get yourself out of the picture, right? Not about you, not about what people think of you. It doesn't matter. When you're meeting people's needs, you're not even there. You're just being an instrument to help them. Okay.
Someone's typed in, where do you get this? I like that. Good question. Okay, so it's doTERRA.com. You go to Our Advocates and Education, Empowered Success. So under that, you can download all of them from there.
Yes, yeah, it's awesome, guys. All right.
Our Advocates, and then what?
Our Advocates, and then Education, and then Empowered Success. And if you can't ever find something, you can
do a search for
type it in the search bar. It's not perfect.
But guess what? This video is going to be recorded, so you can watch it over.
Yeah.
and pause it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we just plow through a little bit, because we know that people can pause it and rewatch it.
But there you go. And all of them are downloadable and printable, so you can download them and print them out. doTERRA is still working on a couple of these, so we'll just be patient. In the meanwhile, you know, you can use the ones that were there before and share success in that library. But these ones are good. Those will get you going.
Yep. Okay, so we just go finish off here. It takes you another 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll let you drive.
Sorry. Okay, so go up here. You know, the thing is, you really have to paint that vision of where you want them to go. Because a lot of people, they're sick and they come from a place where they're symptom managing. I've got this sore, I've got this itch, I've got this rash, I've got this whatever pain, and they keep on saying, what oil's for? But you need to get them to a place where they're thinking different. You're not going to meet that need only. You're going to meet needs that they don't even realize they need. Okay, that's the secret, guys. So here we tell them, you know what, let me explain to you, can I teach you a little bit about this? Give me about 10 minutes and I'll show you how to use this well, you know, the oils. and tell them, do you see our society, our modern approach to health is symptom management? And then you give them some examples, because now you know their health problems. You know, Susie, you know, we can't breathe, right? You're using puffers. Has your puffer helped you heal? No. Okay, has this problem gone? How does it, you know, like what Debbie Gordon likes to say, has it helped you? How is it going, right?
For
you know,
people who constantly use painkillers.
Yeah. So how's it working for you? And they realize, it's not really, it's just managing, and then get it out of your head so you don't have to worry about it because it's not bothering you. But wouldn't that be nice to like completely get rid of it? And then you move them over here. So in education, you have to start where they know, because otherwise you've lost them already. So you know, they know this, and you move them over here a little bit more. And now this is where you're taking them from where that symptom is. You can say the symptoms is just a little thing on top that gives you a clue of what's underneath, and that's the root. And what we want to do is have healthy cells, which help us have healthy tissues, which help us have healthy organs, which help us be healthy all over. All right. And what diseases are, it's a name of group of symptoms. And if our body's healthy, those symptoms go away. And then, hey, that label of disease, whatever it is, it's not there anymore. Okay. So my friend, she had Crohn's disease. And she said, oh, but it's genetics. But my mom had it. But so-and-so had it. You know, had 3 generations of it. And I said, well, I don't know if it's going to heal it, but at least we're going to get down to the root, cleanse your cells, cleanse your body, keep everything happy, and keep you from being stressed out. And all of that will help you at the root cause. And then, you know, what happened? 7 months later, the doctor came back and said, hey, you don't have Crohn's disease. And she had cancer too. And it's all gone, all cleared. I'm like, you know, who would have thought? Right? So that's what we mean by the root. Your body knows how to heal. So you can read that. You can read each thing here, and then just teach people that your body can heal when you get down to helping your cells. Okay? So because we're talking about cells at cellular level, small, microscopic, we go over to here and say, hey, you know, the essential oils at a microscopic level, the oils, it's found on plants. So if we magnify it, these teeny tiny little sacs of oils are the immunity of the plant. And they explain that to people and tell them how concentrated it is. I'm not going to go through it with you because you can see and you know, all right, and you can read it. So it's very concentrated. You get a peppermint oil and you share with people.
Get the oils in their hand as soon as possible.
Because you're giving them a experience.
And you don't have to be limited to these oils on the bottom. You know what oils they need because they've written down here their top health priorities.
Yes.
And so, you know, if you're talking about inhaling, you know, if they're having a problem with sleep, use lavender instead of peppermint.
Yeah.
So just use the oils that will give them the best, you know.
Yeah, and
that you're looking for them to have a experience, an oil experience.
Because you're selling hope. You didn't heal them that night. You can't anyways. But as soon as you give them that vision, they're not going to just buy a couple of oils to fix that one problem. Now they're looking at a bigger picture. And that's why they want to buy the, you know, shampoos and the toothpaste and everything else. That's what helps people get right into doTERRA. The people that don't, it's because they didn't get this in the first place. Somebody helped them, here, this oil for that one problem, and they just used it and they go, it didn't work. And then that's it, and you've lost them. So this is one way for you to say, hey, you're responsible for your health, holistic approach. Let's start, you know, this journey together. And I'm going to put you on the road, but you're going to go on the road, on that journey, okay? So that's important because you're teaching them to be self-reliant, right? They're not going to turn around and say, oh, that oil didn't work, and then you messed up. No, let's look for another oil because it's your body. So we talk about the molecular size, how it goes into our cells, how it takes care of, just environmental threats. Give them an example, tell them about the grades, concentrate on the grades because some people don't realize what a special thing we have here with the doTERRA oils.
Because we've had a few people recently, well, they'll tell their friends all about essential oils, then their friend will go out and buy some really low-grade essential oil somewhere else. So this is the most important thing. And what we're teaching them about essential oils sometimes doesn't apply to other essential oils.
That's
So
right.
this is the one thing that sets doTERRA apart is a CPTG. Very important.
Okay, so I have a teammate recently asked me, Jade, my friends, I taught them this and they didn't get it and they still went out and bought some oils. So what do I do about it? How do I say that those oils are wrong and, you know, all these things that are bad about them? What are the bad things about them? And I said to them, don't go there. Just tell them what these oils can do. They can smell and use and really tell the difference. If you can, you know, give them our oil and just let them use it, it would just speak for itself. Okay? So you don't need to get into any debates, but just tell them what we do with it. We are most tested, most trusted. Right? We have 5 million members in our company. So there's something to that, right? And tell them how we are very strict with our regulations. And then hopefully they can deduce that themselves and see that difference.
And guys, it's not just about purity. Purity is just half the battle.
Yes.
It's about potency.
Potency.
And doTERRA is the only essential oil company in the world that is sourcing their essential oils geographically where the essential oil is the most potent. And that sets it world apart from any other company. doTERRA goes out to, you know, far reaches of the earth and gets the essential oil in the environment and the soil and the you know, the climate where it's going to produce the most therapeutic benefit. So you know, if they say, oh well, I got this peppermint
pure,
that's 100% pure, it's organic and everything, great, but that's only halfway there. It's not going to do them, it might, if it is pure, it may not do them harm, but it's not going to do them any benefit because it's got to be therapeutic. It's got to be potent as well.
And I'll tell you the secret. The secret is you and your confidence. You can say very little. You can say very little without, you know, saying all this research and just trying to use lots of expressive terms. You just say, that's fantastic. And then you tell them about doTERRA and just be confident and win them over just by your belief. Okay?
And let people make their own choices. If someone is really bent on, you know, being right, let them be right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can't be so desperate to win them over that you have to pull out all this research and everything. Don't go there. That's a waste of your time. Some people are prepared and ready and some people aren't. Some people get it and some people are blocking themselves from getting it. They're sabotaging their own health. And we see that too. And so you just got to be kind of detached from it. And your purpose out there is to help people, to benefit them, to give them the best possible thing.
I like what you said, because you have to be clear on what your job is, your role is. So your role is to give them the information and then just let them feel and be who and what they are. Sometimes when I first started, I felt responsible for people. I felt like, oh, they didn't understand. I must have messed up. I didn't do it right. Or, you know, they're still not healing. What do I do wrong? You know, it's not. I did what I did. And I could have done better, but it's them too. They need to come to the table as well. So the next step here, guys, is just to show them the 3 ways we use essential oils. Every time I teach this, I try to help people feel confident, because that's the idea. You want to empower people. So how do you do that? I say, guys, you know, I'll show you how to use the oils, and then with that knowledge, you can apply it over and over and over again for different health concerns. I'll give you the basics, but you will be able to apply it over and over. Okay, so what I said, you will. Okay, it helps them feel confident. It helps them feel like, oh, you know, you think I can do it too? And so you here use the examples that they give you for their health problems, and then say, okay, for aromatic, so Susie, you had a problem with this. You know, here's your oil for that problem. And then this is an example of aromatic. Guys, I'm showing you this because this is an example of aromatic. So say that they complain about asthma or something. And I say, well, this will help open airways. Okay, help support respiratory system. Here, try this. This is an example of aromatic. Everyone do this with me. So they're physically doing, physically smelling, physically touching, tasting. What are you doing? You're helping them wire this information into their brains. So they're not going to forget. Okay, if a teacher lecture, people will forget 90% of the things that you say. But if they're physically doing with you, you know, it's very easy for them to remember that. So How did that feel? What does that smell like? Oh, how do you like that? And you're like, yeah, well, what about you? What about you? What about you? And they share their experience with you. Okay, and that experience is wiring all over their body, and all of the senses are coming together. Okay, and now, guys, what was that? That was an example of aromatic. And you point, it helped open airways, it helped boost your mood. Hey, Susie, you couldn't help it but smile, right? Yeah, see? So that's good. And so that it boosts her mood. She sees it, you helped her apply it, you make the connection with her. And then topical, let's see. Oh, Jane, you said that you've got some sore shoulders. Okay, here's an oil example to help you understand topical. Okay, here's Aroma Touch. Everybody rub it on your neck and shoulders. And then everyone's doing it. Even if you don't have a, sore, just pretend. And that way, they're just playing along, but then they learn. They learn too. Okay?
Yeah, and they're not just learning, how to apply it, but you're trying to give them an oil solution that's personalized to them.
And it's so exciting because sometimes they're like, oh.
Yeah, and sometimes in the middle of the class, they're like, my leg, it feels better. I'm cured. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Okay, so you say, what is that? What was that? It's an example of topical. So now you're reiterating, you're checking for understanding. And then the last thing you say, internal. Here's an example. Everybody get your cup out. I'm going to put a drop of lemon oil in your water or whatever it is that you need to give them to help them internally. Okay, we had peppermint, and this one lady, she just, bing. I saw that she was just very tired. So I thought, I'll put peppermint in her water today. And she just was alive. And she said, oh, I was falling asleep when I first got here. And bing, she's awake now. And then I review. I say, hey, guys, well, I taught you those skills, the basic skills now. Now you know. And you tell me now, okay, what are the 3 ways we use essential oils? And they tell you aromatic, topical, and internal. You said, fantastic. Anybody else? And they feel like, that's kind of funny because you just gave the answer. But you want them to say it again. Okay?
Repetition.
And then you say, okay, using those skills, you're going to look it up in your book and find some of the oils and some of the health problems that we have. And then now you can use those skills. Some of the oils you use aromatically, some of the oils you use topically, and some of the oils you use internally. You got it. You got it. And so do you feel like they can be empowered now? Yeah, that's a way for you to help them feel empowered.
And this handout here only gives a few examples of some blends and some essential oils that they can use. So you've got to introduce them to a guide.
Yeah.
So you have a guide with you, like Modern Essentials or whatever you use in your class.
I like to say, so-and-so, you're going to teach me now. You're going to teach the rest of the class now. So you mentioned these 3 things. I only told you about one thing that I would do for that health problem, and you've got these other 2 things. Now you open this book, you open that book, and then when you find the oils, you tell us, right? And then there you're training them how to use the book. Okay, these things on the screen here, they're fantastic. So if any of those meet any of their needs, you let them know. You talk about each one of them. But I wouldn't go into detail on every single one. It's great for them to read it, okay? And I had a lady, she was circling and checking the boxes because you're listening and you're hearing other people, and then you're looking down and she's reading this and that, and she circles and she checks and she circles and she checks, and she's shopping, and that's what you want. I can't engage people, and I'm not worried about people, going off to La La Land, because I ask for their attention and I ask for them to repeat back, and I check for understanding. So,
and there are sometimes during the discussion when you do want them to be deep in thought, and thinking about, oh, now what do I want?
Yeah. So when they're reading this is great. I'm grateful that it's there for them. Okay. So I don't need to have that huge control, because over here someone's asking about their health problem. Sally here, that's not her health problem. She can read this, right? She can spend the time doing this. And I see people scribbling and drawing arrows and circles around their pal paper. I said, it's all yours. Just write whatever you want on it. Write notes all around. And I love it when they participate that way. All right, so the rest of this is very self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into it.
Well, it is very important that you introduce the membership and introduce it as early as you can. So you might even tell people, like, back here is the product list. That's what the oils cost, and explain to them the membership, that it's $35. they have to understand you have to close the sale. Otherwise, you've had
Yep.
this fantastic class. Everybody's learned about essential oils, and they go home,
Yep. Okay. Well,
and that's it. And
let's do that.
all the benefits doesn't benefit them at all.
No, not at all. So let's do that. So when you get to the stage where they're looking things up, you say, okay, by the way, guys, let me tell you how to buy the oils. And, I've taught my teammates to just memorize 4 or 5 points of benefits for the essential oils, for the membership. We don't say sign up. We don't say enroll. As often as we say, it will benefit you to have a wholesale account.
Set up a wholesale account.
Yeah, it will benefit you to have a wholesale account or set up a wholesale account, because the word sign up means, oh, what am I committing to? Or enroll means, oh, am I enrolling in a course? What about, and it's kind of, it makes them scared.
So set up a wholesale account means like, oh yeah, they're in.
Yeah, and like you've got a library card. Let's
they're
say you
now
have
going to get 25% off
Yeah.
everything. They didn't have to do anything except set up an account.
Yeah, so that's it, because really there's not any commitments to this doTERRA, business. And I mean, not business, but doTERRA wholesale membership. Unless they do the business, but they don't need to right now. Right now, you just want them to have oils in their hands and get the oils into their lives and help their family heal, right? So
here it is right here. There's the, in every handout, whatever tools you use, and we're using this tool now, is the list, the details of what the benefits are of having a wholesale account. It even says here, wholesale membership like Costco or Sam's Club. A lot of people understand that, and you can explain the loyalty rewards points are like, Sky Miles or frequent flyer miles. So, place a monthly order, 50 PV or more, earn a free product points. You change or cancel at any time.
So no obligations.
It's important that you say that. Otherwise, they'll think about that and they're like, oh, I don't want to commit to buying something every month, and they think about orderships, and they're thinking about, oh, I have to buy the same products every single month. So you just have to tell them there's no obligation. They can change or cancel anytime. Their percentage will go up and up and up until 30% back. That means they're getting 55% back.
Mm-hmm.
Not just 55%, but they're also getting free products every single month. So they get the 55% plus free products this month. We have a 200 PV promotion. So we get the free product and the free products for the 200
and $80 worth.
Yep. And 55% off, where you get the 25% off and 30% back. So you want to get people excited like that.
If I can give you a tip, I'd say do that. Just be excited about it. If you're okay with doTERRA and its membership and its loyalty reward program, they will be too. So if you sound like you're nervous, they will be nervous too. Okay, so talk yourself into it. At first I was thinking, I don't know if people have enough money. There's a lot of money every month. But I'm thinking to myself, I can't afford not to buy, So why am I holding back? Because I'm worried about what people think of me. They might misunderstand me. And I'm thinking, there you go, Jade. That pride is in the way, that ego, throw that out. And now I'm out of the way and I say, well, this is what I do. And I tell them this is what I do, without the attachment of whether they can afford it or not, or whether they think of me or not, doesn't matter. But when I do this, they feel it. So I said, you guys are so lucky. This month is this promotion, and here's what you get. And then just hand it to them. And you expect that, they get this, because it's almost silly not to get 200 PV and have a wholesale account and then have these free oils. It's like such a good deal. I have a girl that enrolls, and nearly everybody that she enrolls, she gets them on LLP. So I asked her, I said, what's your secret? Right? Because I want to see what I don't know. And she said, Jade, that's the best way to buy. I don't know why you wouldn't. And so the way she explained it, I'm like, I'm sold too. Because she's like, look at all those people buying retail. I mean, that's crazy. You spend more money.
I don't know why anybody buys retail.
And because she says it like that, I'm like, that's why you're good. That's why. Because you believe it so strongly. And I have teammates that say, well, Jade, nobody wants to get on LRP. I told them all about it. And then I thought, because you don't believe it. So let's work on that. Why is it good for you?
And some people are worried about, well, can I commit to ordering every month? You don't have to commit. If you want to keep your points, buy a $6, hand sanitizer. It's really fantastic. You can take it everywhere and everything like that. And that keeps your points. It keeps your
Mhm.
percentage, and you go from month to month. And you get to enjoy it. This 30% off will save you hundreds of dollars in the long run.
Alrighty.
And you're going to be replacing things that you usually
that's another
order.
thing to say.
You know what? You're thinking about, oh, that's a lot I'm spending every month, but you're not spending that money on a general purpose
Laundry
cleaning,
detergent.
laundry detergent, toothpaste, hair shampoo and everything like that. So yeah.
And then you tell them, you say, when you become a member, we will go through these booklets together so I can explain to you what doTERRA can offer you. Okay? And you just leave it at that.
Yeah, don't say any more. That you've probably gone the gambit for their mental
get them excited, and then that's it.
You might have some really smart people who are really excited and they want to do what you do, and you can probably spend some extra time on that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that are like that now. We meet them all the time because they've already been exposed to doTERRA.
Yeah, be mindful of overstimulating people, giving them too much. And then
this helps you tell them that you're going to meet them again. You're going to take care of them because when they join, you're not going to leave them alone. Okay, and in fact, I would set up an appointment with them. When your oils come, let's set an appointment maybe this time next week so we can talk and go through your oils again. In the meantime, when I put your membership in, I'm going to put you on our email list so you can get some regular emails to support you. So we'll show you that now.
So I just wanted to go. Let me just overview this whole pamphlet. So
because we don't want to spend all this time here on this one.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably good. Anyways, there's so much information.
Yeah.
So you've got the entire class there. You've got how to use it. You've got some products. This is probably like Jade said, really good to do up front. And then I would, as soon as possible, introduce the membership. If anybody asks any questions, just jump on it and tell them about it. Let them see the prices. There's a price list right there.
Yep.
And then there's the enrollment forms. They can set up 2 different memberships. Just say the top one is where you can sign people up and earn commission for it. The bottom one you can't. That's all you need to say. So that all is in one thing. They used to have the class in the box.
You have to find it everywhere.
Yep. The class in the box where they had the outline and this, but this kind of replaces that class in the box thing.
So for our people on our team and people that are not on our team, you're welcome to use this too. Everybody that's a new member, we put them on our automated email list. So Selwyn, I see that you're here too. Hello. Okay, and and I know that Brenda's doing this business and you're new too. So go to my website, jadebolton.com, Natural Health Solutions, and go down to for new doTERRA members. Okay, for new doTERRA members, just click on there. Right, scroll down. We have the wellness classes that we teach here anyways. It's just more in-depth information for people to help with general health. Okay, scroll down to get emails, get new member emails. So I made a pretty box here for you guys. Just name and then email address and then click send. Okay, and if you want a sample of that, you can look at this. So it's very short. It's just, hey, tell them to join our Facebook group. And then, there's a couple of videos if they are interested. And then we can click to the next email just so you can see what it looks like. Here's lavender. Here's what it does. Because what happens is that night they get so excited and they can't remember what all to do with all the oils.
Yeah. So this is just every couple of days they're getting an email that tells them a little bit more knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a new oil, whether it's how to log into their account or whatever.
So before you even get around to it, some people have already watched it and read it and they're learning. So you're reviewing what we give people. So I know that a lot of other teams, they may give an incentive. Hey, we get a diffuser if you join doTERRA, you get this, you get this. And, that's their gift. Our gift to them is education because this gift lasts long and this gift keeps giving. All right.
And the guy who makes his videos is hilarious.
Yeah, he's really cute.
Just kidding. So we've just put this together. You know, it's just 60 different emails. With a little bit of information along the way.
For the first 60 days.
Yeah.
So they get this information. Okay. That's why we're sharing it with you guys, because this is how we help our teammates. Here's all the apps that they can download. Here's all the Modern Essential book that they can have. So resources. Sometimes you forget this and that, and little things. But this way, at least they get all the information, and then they can go back to their emails. So where do we get sample vials? Oh, here it is. Where do we get that? Oh, here it is. Okay, because sometimes there's so much to tell them, you don't want to throw up on them at once, and then they forget and they think, oh, what's too much? I don't know if I can do this. But the daily emails, or I guess every 3 days, it'll just give them an idea of where this is going, why you're teaching them this holistic approach, and how to use the oils.
We should probably pause here for questions. We've almost thrown up on you.
Yes, I know. Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
Unmute yourself.
We've only covered this
The other one is really cool.
No.
Brenda, go ahead.
No, I don't have any questions.
Soen, good to have you on the call. Do you have any questions? I know you joined maybe 10 minutes in.
But you can watch this again.
Oh, no, you're muted. Let's see if we can unmute someone.
Unmute.
Okay, I've unmuted you. Talk. No, we can't hear you. Oh, no.
Do you see your mouth?
Hello.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yay. Sorry, I'm at work, so I found a cafe.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, good to have you.
Really awesome to be on live. It's so lovely to chat with you guys. So, I'm really excited about my journey, and yeah, so thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you for
I
coming.
don't have any questions, but I think you kind of answered a few of my questions about the party and how to sort of encourage people with. So I had my party with Tanya on Saturday. And, so that was interesting, because I didn't get anyone like signing up. Oh, don't use that word, sign up. And I didn't get anyone wanting to join. Oh, don't use that word too. $35. I was like, oh no, nobody. Just one person bought an oil. But I think what you've said, Jade, is really powerful, and that's education. Because what the text I got from the ladies who did come to the party afterwards was like, wow, that was really interesting, and I've had time to process that information, and I'd really like to buy an oil off you. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, you know what? The fortune is in the follow-up. Like Jade said, just a class you had last week, no one joined at that class, but after the class, when you follow up, you got to follow up with people, and and then they'll set up their wholesale membership, and then they can really benefit from the oils because they have their own account.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I just need to learn the language to sell my product, because I've got the enthusiasm, but I just don't know my language yet. So
Fantastic.
I think that will come with education.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've got it too, actually. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm really excited. I love this system, guys. It's super easy. Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? Erin or Debbie or?
I do, Ben.
Yes.
But I'll take you off this class in another time. I want to learn how to set up these automated emails.
Sure. Yeah. I told you I'd put that video together. It's on my list, but further down on the list. So I can. It's probably more of an advanced thing. For now, we just asked our team members to piggyback on what we built, because it did take some time and effort.
So we have a platinum on our team. She doesn't have a website. She doesn't even have a Facebook group, right? Fantastic, because all she's doing is using her strengths and using my strengths. She doesn't have to stress over, I don't have a website, Jade. She doesn't care. Everything she's teaching, she's like, oh, it's on Jade's page, it's on Jade's page. And then I'm like, yeah, use this, because I've had all these years of experience and knowledge. I just put it here, and then you can, use it up. And anytime, you know, I wake up, I see this new member, like they've joined our email system, and I'm thinking, oh, she's busy again, you know, because that's all she does, just hold classes. And then from that class, somebody says, oh, I want to teach my cousin, and can you come to my class and do my house and do this too for my family? And then she's just busy hosting class after class. And then here I am jumping on with her and saying, let's organize this a little bit. And, you know, this is the group of people that you really need to focus on. And that's all. And she keeps on doing the same things. Very simple for her. But it's like, this is what the system I've taught her. Okay.
So Debbie, I'm happy to do that. If you just want to book a time with me, I'll sit down and show you all I know.
It's fun.
Shouldn't take long.
Okay, then I'm taking you up on that.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome.
Can I introduce this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the live thing. When someone joins, put this in the, you know, if you give them at least this, they'll receive it actually in their introductory packet with information.
So Ben, you did this just a Saturday, so it's fresh for him.
Yep. So you just want to, this is designed to help them just make the transition to using natural solutions,
Holistic
essential oils,
approach.
basically. So it tells them about, it's got the same proactive, the health pyramid thing with some examples. And it gives them a lot of examples of things to use, how to use the new products. So introduce them to new product after new product. And you could actually maybe even have a class on each one of these pages here. So self-care, that's like our family solutions class. You know, body systems and everything like that. And there's little tick boxes by every product here where they can go through and tick and say, look, I want to learn more about that. And then they've got a wellness consult here. This is another idea you can maybe set up. Okay, you've joined doTERRA. Now let's sit down and we'll talk about how you want to incorporate doTERRA into your life. So the same thing, they're listing their health priorities. They're setting some goals. And they're putting down by pen, you know, a bit of a routine that they're going to, and they're writing some LRP orders. Sometimes people think, oh, let's make this, you know, have these huge, this huge order. But actually, what you want, instead of getting them to buy, you know, a whole lot of products at once and then not buy anything for the next few months, you want to get them into the LRP mode. So have them write, okay, for the first month, I'm going to get these in my LRP. You know, so they have a shopping list over several months. Having them in that, set up an LRP and learning how to use the system will help them better in the long run than having them make a big, huge order up front and not order anything for a few months and then forget how to order and they don't want to call you because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I like it how it has all of these products so that they know what they want, because they don't know what doTERRA can offer them.
yeah.
This
So-
is our maximized membership. in
Yeah,
the
so
back.
this booklet is basically just how to manage their membership. Tells them about the oils. You saw this page with just a brief little guide. Like if they don't have a Modern Essentials book, this is the next. Because we have had people say, I don't like books. I don't want to buy a book. And we're like, okay. So we give them something similar to this, like a little tiny pamphlet or something, where they can look up things a little bit here and there. And then you've got this system, so if they think, oh, I've got a stomach ache, they can look at here and say, oh, that's kind of pointing to that lady's stomach, so I can take some of these things.
So can I tell you that we're not taught to look at health problems from a systemic point of view, from a system. So they say, oh, I've got thyroid problems. You can say, oh, thyroid is an endocrine system. Why don't we look at what oils that help with the endocrine system? Because more than not, it's not just your thyroid, it's something else related to your endocrine system that is not balanced. So you see, when you teach them that, then they can see that your whole body's like interrelated and linked together, and it's just, yeah.
So this gives them a good starting point. So that's the live. That's the live manual. Do you want to go through the other ones, or?
No, just the last part of that page. Sorry, honey.
Okay, sorry.
Where were we? Yeah.
There.
So if you scroll down, guys, really quickly here, you can see that this is where we...
So this is what you would go over with them in a maximized membership meeting. So this is when you're meeting with them, hopefully around the time that they get their oils, so that you can open open their package with them.
Unbox it.
Yeah, an unboxing ceremony.
Yeah.
And, go through, okay, so here's your peppermint. Do you remember how to use it? So you go over the 3 ways to use it. And here's a bunch of information that they can go over. And some people are just so excited. They're like sponges. They want to soak up the information. Yeah. So this gives them the next step of information that they need.
And sometimes I just want people to check it. As I speak to them, I want them to check it because it tells me that they're listening and it tells them that they have owned that information. Okay?
These are great tips here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to go to?
Over here. This is where they put the member number and their password.
Yeah,
that's
so
we
really
don't have people calling them up and I forgot.
Where to log in at.
Where to log on.
You can all go to doTERRA.com. It's like one website now.
Yeah. So there's a doTERRA.com, and then here is the Empowered Life series. doTERRA tries to make these videos to help people learn how to use the products. So you can introduce them to that. Maybe they like that. Daily Drops, and that's the app. And here
if they have questions about their account, there's the phone number there for member services.
Yeah, so you have America and Australia. The Living Magazine is here for information, and some people like that. Makes it more official, make it not like, oh, Jade said this, and, where's the proof? Where is it written? So, all of that information is written down, and you give them a reference. So this guides you, so you don't forget. One person you've given a reference to, another person you haven't even mentioned it. So here, just kind of check the boxes. So I would just check as I talk to them, and guess what? You're training them to do the same for their people. So as soon as their friends join, if they have a cousin or sister join, they will go through the same things, and they'll just check and make sure. Okay.
Can I talk about this next box here?
Yeah, one sec. I have people, I tell you, because they have gut problems and they have anxiety. You tell them stuff and they nod and they seem like they're listening, and then they're not. And then all of a sudden they order wrong, or they can't get this information, and they fall apart and they have a meltdown, and then they blame you and blame everything. But if you have this documented, look, you've checked that, we've talked about it, remember, go back to that book, go back to that booklet, then it teaches them again over and over and trains them to be self-reliant and to be responsible for themselves and for their choices. Okay, that's important, because we work with a lot of females, unfortunately, and some of them get a little bit dramatic. So yeah.
So here's a little box here. It helps them know where to get support from. The key support, now you've signed someone up and you've chosen if you've signed them up, you're their enroller, right? You've chosen also their sponsor. That means where you're putting them on your tree. And if you don't know what that is,
There's a video.
Let me know. We've made a video about that. So your key support person, this should be the person that you've put them under their sponsor, right? You've had a conversation with that person. That's your builder. So you say, okay, I've signed someone up and I'm going to put them under you. So you're making introductions. Write their details here. So that new enrollee can contact them. They can contact you. You list when's your next class going to be at, or maybe you give them a flyer for your class, because you should always have classes planned. So you always have something to give to people. Our team call, website, Facebook group. Facebook group's big. You can just write, it's just facebook.com/ whatever your group number is. Or it's kind of better just to
I'll invite you.
Get out your phone and say, I'll friend you and invite you to the group. That's easier. But let them know that you have the Facebook group, or just write the name of your Facebook group there, if it's searchable and findable and everything like that.
So guys, this is good customer service. You want them to know that just because they ordered oils doesn't mean you earn $1 or $2 and then that's great, you've taken their money. You want them to know that you are here for them, to support them. But I clarify by saying that this journey is, only, a few months, and they'll get it. They'll get it, and they'll learn to look it up, and they'll learn all these skills. And I said, look, I'll help you in the first couple of months, and you'll get it. You'll be so confident. You won't even need me anymore. Okay, so I'm not going to say, hey, I'm always here for you, contact me anytime. And so they don't bother looking up in the book. I have to encourage them in a very tactful way to say that they're going to be independent of you, right? They are going to be empowered with all these tools and all of these support group networks. So I said, look, on our Facebook page, you can ask questions. People are so ready to help you out there. And then here's a phone number for your upline. Here is, our doTERRA support. So all of this, the principle of it is to say you're supported, you're loved on your journey.
Your goal is not to enroll a lot of people, is to empower a lot of people.
Yep.
You enroll a lot of people, what do you get? Fast start for a week. You empower a lot of people, you get
Unilevel for life.
Unilevel for life. And that's what you're building, is a pipeline. A lot of people who are empowered, who their lives have changed, and they're not using toxins, and they're able to empower other people, because when people are really affected, they're going to talk to other people, and they're going to say, speak to this person, or they're going to sign the person up, their friends up themselves. And
so I have a question. So we have Brenda and Soan. Are you on our email, our new member emails? Have you gotten them?
No.
So you go ahead and sign yourself up,
Okay.
after the call, okay? Awesome. And so you can see how it looks, and we'll keep improving it and updating it too.
Okay.
So you want to jump to the share book?
Yeah. This is very
sorry, guys. We're approaching an hour already. Is everybody okay if we look at one more book here?
I need to leave. I'm sorry, but
We'll
We
record.
want to make sure
early.
we respect everybody's time.
Yeah,
So
go ahead. You can leave. We'll
That's all right.
record this, and you can watch the last part. Yeah.
all right. Thank you.
that's fine.
Have a good night.
You have
Bye.
to.
I'll be here, Brenda.
Thanks. Bye.
So, and if you have to go too, you're welcome to go. We'll keep talking, and then you can watch the last half of this later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because you're working.
the last booklet here that we'll go over is the share booklet, and it's a very short one. It's only a few pages long. This booklet is basically don't try to have all these discussions at once. You're going to confuse people. This booklet is after you've had the Maximize Membership discussion, you've gone through the Live booklet, and the person is ordering. You want to have a discussion with them about sharing. So they want to host a class for you. So it's the hosting overview.
So I do the hosting class, and I do the build together. So
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because or if someone's not really interested in building, but they want to have a party, so you can have just the hosting class. You can do that.
Yep.
So if you've called someone, say, "Oh, I noticed you're ordering a lot. Would you like me to show you how to share, or would you be interested in getting your oils for free?"
Yep.
So you can
So
go
my
and have a share
opinion
discussion.
is to have those two booklets together and just go through it together with them. And sometimes you're flipping from one book to the next, but you go through both of them. Because I know several people that are on my team. They've been a member for a while, and they didn't even know about that business side. And now that I've taught them, they're like, "Oh my gosh, totally, I'm in." So it's for them. It's for their benefit. It's very self-explanatory. The thing that this one doesn't have is just where you put their health concern. For me, it has to be personalized. So you have people that you want to share oils with. It's like, but what oils do you give them? So one lady decided to buy 10 packs of intro kits. So I'm thinking that's only 10 people you can help, right? That's a lot of money. That's $20 each. So I said, get those sample vials and think of what is it that they need. You only need them to have an oil experience. But then she said, well, they're my friends, but my family, but my,
And the thing about those
still.
intro kits, those might not be the best oil for them.
Right.
It's best if you go person by person, find out what I like to call them health priorities or whatever.
Yep.
So, but you make a list, right? You talk about what your goal is. This is kind of like the three pathways discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to people about, well, how do you invite people? Because sometimes people just don't know what to say, and they're worried that their friends are going to think that they're, salesy or bringing them into something.
Yep.
So that's what that page is about. Just a bit of stuff, what to say.
But the sample, that's just getting them in the door. But
getting them an experience.
In the door, just a little bit of a taste of where you want them, of what you're talking about. If you're talking about essential oils, I have to see what essential oils look like. But then you meet that need, and then you invite them to look at the big holistic approach to their health, and that's the idea. So if you get that idea, you know how to share. And here it gives you ideas of sharing your story. And I love how there's a place for you to write your story down too. Share an oil experience, share a sample. So going down here, this is your story. So when people go, oh, I don't know how to share, when I tell people, do you want to learn about oils? You have to accompany that with your story. And sometimes they're so new, they don't have a story quite yet. So you don't have to rush this. So if they don't have a story, that's fine. You smelt it, you love it, and so far you're using it this way, just write their story down. And then you might get a better story later on. But, I love that oil. I think it makes me sleep better. That's enough. And say, look, this is what oils do. Here's this oil that I use for sleep. And, your friends might need oils for sleep for the first 10 friends that they all want to buy oils for sleep because you've had that experience until you have the next experience. So it's a way for them to collect their stories, I feel.
And can you see how these documents are the basis for your mentoring discussions with the people? Mm-hmm. It's all basic, and they're going to encounter the same things everywhere else.
Yeah, when I mentor people, I help them gather up their stories and write their stories and simplify it. It's like writing a paper for school. We write it and we reread it, and the next week we reread it again. And we say, can we make that simpler? Can we summarize that, make it shorter? And then what is it in it for them? It's not about you. And those details, that doesn't matter to them. Let's simplify it. So it's really great because after a couple of weeks, we've got it down. So, yeah. So
I've got a little timeline there, and different roles that you play, whether the edifying the teacher, because most likely they won't be teaching the first class, but they'll also help out with
that's so important, the edification
and everything.
And the compensation. This is all they need to know for now.
Fast start. They just talked about the fast start and power 3. So that's it. And then like Jade said, if she, if someone's gung ho, or Jade always does this book with the other book, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Just give me 2 minutes. I'll go through this here. Sorry, because I think people are going to watch this video and then they're going to watch it from the beginning to the end. Financial freedom. They need to understand that sometimes what they're doing now is trading hours for dollars. And that they're trying to build a pipeline, okay? And a pipeline is just building your dream, okay? And that means, when you're building your pipes, you may not have a lot of income for now, and it's okay because you're building your dream. So I had a friend that really, it clicked in her head because she's getting paid for every job that she's doing. But now when she stops working, she's not getting paid. Talk about the company because it's important that they are with a good company. And, scroll down to the compensation. It's color-coded, guys. So the purple is, you can see over here, the fast start. Then you have your blue, which is the power 3. The green is unilevel, and the orange is your leadership pool. I like how it says here, pay for your products. So the first 3 ranks here that is very significant is just there to pay for your products. So I have a lot of people that start at the beginning here, and sometimes they're like, well, I'm not earning money. And I'm thinking, you're still building your pipeline. Don't worry. But I'm not earning money. I've been sharing, but I'm not earning money. I said, well, here's 15 people. Can you focus on finding 15 people to enroll? This is your goal here. And all of this is just to basically plan on paying for your products. And then you get to the point where you're supplementing your income. In that way, people have a more realistic expectation. So sometimes they get to this stage and they're like, well, I thought I was going to earn more. I thought it was super special to have this rank. And
right here at the bottom here, it gives you an average months to achieve that. So give people a more realistic expectation. 27 months, that's 2 years of average that it takes people. You might be more than that, might be less than that. Depends on how much work you put into it.
So it teaches you to be steady. So no one can fault doTERRA for saying, oh, it's a get rich fast, quick scheme, whatever, because it's not. It's about work. And this is the realistic expectation. So anyways, I look at this and I'm thinking, when people get that, then they're working sensibly and they're working consistently. So when they decide, that they want to participate, you can help them by planning out the speed And here it teaches you to plan out 3 to 5 hours, or 10 to 15 hours, or 15 to 30 hours. And then I don't stop there. I said, okay, let's get your calendar out and block out those times. And then you can do it this week or next week, but let's block out that time. And then what are you going to do in that time? Okay, and then we break it down to steps and just really simplify things. And then they know I'm going to call my friend, I'm going to be out there teaching a class. These are the hours that I'm open to hosting. So it really gives them a basic how-to. Okay, because I don't know about some people, but they put time blocks together and they don't do anything about that time block. So yeah, when I do mentoring with people, that's how I approach it. Breaking it down and really helping people step by
There's
step.
some tick boxes here where they can set some goals. They go through and they make sure they got all the tools that they need to have. And then they can start making a list of people that they want to invite to their friends.
Yeah, it's a good place. So that's all, guys. I mean, I'm very excited about this because it's super easy, and we've used it for a lot of our teammates.
I have to roll up. Let's go back to the top because that's important. All right. Thank you. That's it. We went a little bit long tonight, but that's all the new materials. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Debbie, Aaron, and Martha, for sticking it out. All right, we're going to go ahead and end this recording. Yeah?
You can end it, and then we can